The episode started like any other upbeat afternoon on The Kelly Clarkson Show, with Kelly greeting the audience, laughing, and hyping up her special guest, country music legend Trisha Yearwood. The two have always shared a warm, friendly musical connection, so the crowd expected a cozy, feel-good conversation. Trisha walked on stage smiling, waving, and blowing kisses to fans who cheered wildly. But early on, something in the energy felt different. Kelly kept throwing glances at her cue cards while Trisha adjusted her chair repeatedly, as if getting comfortable was harder than usual. 2. Things took a turn when Kelly introduced a segment about modernizing country music, suggesting artists experiment more with crossover styles. Trisha joked lightly that she was too old school to jump on the TikTok bandwagon, but Kelly rotated the conversation toward whether veteran artists sometimes hold the genre back by resisting change. The room's energy shifted instantly. Trisha froze, her expression firming, clearly caught off guard. The audience murmured, recognizing tension creeping in. 3. Trisha responded calmly at first, saying she believed in evolution but also in protecting country's roots. Kelly pressed a little harder, saying, "Don't you think sometimes tradition becomes an excuse not to grow?" Trisha's eyebrows lifted, and she let out a tight chuckle. "Careful now," she said teasingly, though her voice carried an unmistakable edge. Kelly smiled, but her tone sharpened slightly as she clarified that some artists cling to the past so they don't lose their comfort zone. The crowd reacted with a mix of laughter and uncomfortable whispers. 4. Trisha leaned forward, no longer smiling. "I've never been afraid of growth," she replied. "But growth doesn't mean abandoning what made us who we are." Kelly responded quickly, "But what if holding on too tightly stops the next generation from stepping forward?" Trisha's eyes narrowed, not angrily, but in clear frustration. "You asked me here to talk about my album, not lecture me about blocking young artists," she said. Kelly's expression shifted, surprised by the directness. 5. Kelly tried to soften the moment, saying she loved challenging conversations. Trisha countered sharply, "There's a difference between challenging and accusing." The audience gasped at the sudden escalation. Kelly insisted she wasn't accusing anyone but simply asking questions. Trisha shook her head. "Well, sometimes questions imply answers you've already decided on." Kelly looked briefly taken aback, and the tension thickened on stage, heavy enough to feel in the room. 6. A producer slid nervously off stage, signaling Kelly to redirect, but the moment had already passed the point of easy recovery. Kelly tried shifting to a lighter topic, but Trisha held up a hand. "If we're going to talk about my career," she said firmly, "let's keep the respect mutual." Kelly blinked, trying to maintain composure, replying, "I've always respected you, Trisha. This is a talk show, we talk." Trisha replied coolly, "Talking is fine. Trying to box me into a stereotype isn't." 7. Kelly exhaled, visibly stressed. "I'm not boxing you into anything," she said. "I'm saying you're a legend, and legends can shape the future, if they're open to it." Trisha responded with a low, steady tone, "I've shaped more of this genre than you realize. And I don't need to prove my openness, just because you framed a question a certain way." A wave of shock rippled through the audience. Even Kelly's band members exchanged side glances. 8. The producer cut to commercial early. But before the cameras fully faded, Trisha stood up. She adjusted her jacket, gave Kelly a tight smile, and said quietly, "I think we're done here." Kelly reached out a hand. Instinctively, saying, "Wait, Trisha," but Trisha was already stepping away from the couch. The audience watched in stunned silence as she walked backstage, passing crew members who scrambled to follow her. The atmosphere in the studio was a mix of confusion, disbelief, and murmured conversations. 9. Back on stage, Kelly remained frozen for a moment before regaining her cheerful host mask. She joked awkwardly with the audience, trying to diffuse the tension, but the shock lingered. A staff member handed her revised cards, clearly reworking the next segment on the spot. Kelly offered a soft apology to viewers for the unexpected moment, though she didn't mention Trisha by name. The commercial break ran longer than usual as producers hustled to figure out whether Trisha would return. 10. Backstage, Trisha told her team she felt blindsided by the conversation's tone, insisting she came to promote music, not defend her legacy. Meanwhile, Kelly paced in her dressing room, frustrated with how quickly the interview spiraled. Clips of the walk-off leaked almost instantly from audience members' phones, exploding across social media. Debates erupted. Did Kelly push too hard? Did Trisha overreact? Fans on both sides rushed to defend their stars, transforming the moment into one of the most talked about daytime TV flashpoints of the year. Whether it was a misunderstanding, a clash of passion, or simply two powerhouse women colliding, the drama became unforgettable.